So starting last winter, I started a project for turning this trailer and this log arch, which I haven't posted the video for the log arch, into a urban logging or large log recovery system. And process has been a little bit slow, but we're making progress. And I've got this replacements for my old chainsaw, which long story there. But this is a Holzforma from Amazon. It's a clone of a Husqvarna 395. It's a 93.5 cc. This says made in Italy, but the packaging actually says made in China. We're going to open it up and take a look at what specific information we've got here. So it says it's 94 cubic centimeter displacement. Power is 4.6 kilowatt hours. Nope, just kilowatts. Maximum power speed is 12,000 RPMs. Cylinder bore 56 millimeter. Cylinder stroke 38 millimeter. Idle speed is 2,800 RPMs. There was a bit of a calamity off screen just a moment ago. My son decided he wanted to be part of the video, and he grabbed this 3-foot bar and immediately dropped it point down on his foot. And for a 3-year-old, that's a pretty traumatic experience. So we're going to open this up. It doesn't weigh that much. Let's see what we got. All right, so it comes with one manual for the Holzforma G395 XP. This has 94 cc chainsaw. It's actually pretty professional looking. From what I've read, not personally experienced yet, but these are cross-compatible with all of the parts for the standard saws that they're clones of. They're identical copies, except possibly for colors and quality, which we'll find out about the quality. The color is not going to match. So the Husqvarnas normally have a nice orange color, like the one in my other videos. It's got some replacement parts, standard tools, assortment of Allen wrenches. Looks like carburetor adjusting screwdriver. The pouch feels pretty durable, actually. All right, we've got some packaging fluff. A mixer bottle, 25-to-1 mixer bottle on one side, 50-to-1 mixer bottle on the other side. It says petrol. All right, British folks, petrol. And I don't see any marking for size. It just says oil, 30 and 40 for the relative mixtures, but no total volume. So, okay. And then the saw itself. Now this, as it's something that has gas and oil in it, cannot be returned. That was something I was not aware of. Should have been aware of that. But I didn't pay a whole lot of attention, as I've been pretty excited about getting this. Offhand, it looks like I'm gonna, oh, no, I am wrong. It does come with a wraparound handle. So we get 2 layers of wrap. Okay. So let's see. Doesn't feel that heavy. We got a wraparound bar handle, isolated with springs. Stabilizer. This saw is capable of severe kickback, which may cause serious fatal injury. Only for user with extraordinary cutting needs and experience and training dealing with kickback. Saws with reduced kickback potential are available. Avoid contact of bar tip with any object. Okay, well, I don't know that I have extraordinary cutting needs and experience or exceptional training dealing with kickback. I think I'm going to go forward with this process anyway. Okay, so we've got it's pretty durable. So there's a screw holding this on into the intake neck. Pretty flexible. We've got an NGK spark plug. Looks like everything's independently supported on springs. Those are latching pretty solidly and they're fairly stiff. All right, so we've got still smells like petrol. And there's still a little bit of oil left in there. All right. So let's set this over here with his items. And let's take a look at that bar. So this was all from Amazon. I purchased this when there was a 5% off sale for this and this at the same time on Amazon Prime Day. It wasn't so much a sale as it was a coupon. I didn't make up my mind to purchase it right away. Shocker. And they kept the coupon active in my cart. Even though it wasn't exclusively in my cart, I moved it to save for later 2 or 3 times because I purchased other things in between. So the packaging seems undamaged. I've read really good things about this bar. I don't know anyone personally who has the 36-inch, but the reviews were quite good, especially for the price. This was for the combo, I believe it was $134 with tax. And it comes with the bar and a chain, full chisel. I don't believe this is a full skip or even a partial skip. I've got two other ones over here by Archer that I've really liked their brand in the past. And hopefully today I'll get a look at all of them on the bar and see how that works out. So the wood that I'm going to be cutting today, the plan is I've got a slippery elm that unfortunately my trailer setup is not complete. These are from a family member's tree that was taken down about 2 weeks ago. The tree trunk had probably a 16-foot section that would have been wonderful to get a large chunk of, but it was a little over 4 feet in diameter. And it was not hollow when it was cut down. It would have been a good one to keep, but it wasn't, and it was shredded. I have, however, some of the next section up from it, which was substantially smaller from the crotch on, and we're going to see what we can do with that with this saw. Now, my other saw, which I have in my other videos, it's clearly overworked for what I'm trying to do with this, and I had reached the limits of reasonable activity with it, and I decided to move up, but I couldn't really justify a $395 power head price. I do realize that this is a ethical compromise, that I am getting a clone of something that people put a lot of work and effort into, but I also put work and effort into the money that I have, and this is how I chose to spend it. So this is what we actually have. So we have 36-inch bar with a surprisingly small oiler hole. I will probably modify these oiler holes. We also have a greasable sprocket, which I don't know if these tips are still made to drill these out once the sprocket goes. We'll see how long the sprocket lasts. Realistically, I probably will not be challenging this bar or this saw with anything that I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the 5 logs that I currently have over here with a maximum diameter, I think, of right about 22 inches. So this is the HF 38111, 36-inch, 3/8 inch depth on the guide, 0.63 inches, 0.063 inches, and part number, nope, sorry, not part number, 114 drive links for the total length. So let's get this put together. Oh, nice. They're not capture nuts. Neither is my other saw. My 562 was, and that was very nice. That is one intense break. Now, I am not an expert, but it appears that this, even though it was specifically for this saw and this chain came with this blade, that I need 2 more drive links. Or I need to modify my bar. Possibly I'm doing this wrong. It's conceivable. Wouldn't be the first time today. I'm also doing this on a chainsaw, so I have to be cognizant of the fact that these are full chisel, very sharp, and if I make a mistake, I may gash myself pretty good in the process. So, one second while I put some gloves on. Having just found my gloves in a bucket of manure water for the plants, mechanics gloves. Let's try this now. As if anyone other than the plants would want manure water. Well, it seems unlikely that's the way to do this. So, let's take a look at that tension. First part on the saw to have sawdust on it. So, that leaves me with this hole is not in the correct location, or I am doing something completely foreign to my knowledge, radically wrong. So I'm going to file this out slightly. Okay. Well, now we appear to have it on there to roam the world freely. But I've forgotten that these have an under adjustment and not a side adjustment, which I've gotten used to. Hi. Come say hi. So I don't make a mistake and cut myself.
What's this for?
Don't touch. This is for cutting wood. Did you want to ask any other questions about it?
Where's this going to?
This goes into the wood.
This goes in here?
Yep, this goes out here, around the tip, and comes back.
Oh. And it goes back up to the top?
Yep, and it just goes around and around in a circle, or actually a loop.
This is great. Makes sense that you stand and you don't hurt your fingers.
Yeah, I don't plan on hurting my fingers. That's what the gloves are for. And yes, this can cut trees down.
Oh.
You guys done with your nap?
Yeah.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
What's that?
These are called links, and they hold the chain together. They carry the drive links, which are the black ones on the bottom, and the cutting links, which are on the top, sandwiched in the middle.
Wow, what's these?
Those are called felling spikes.
Oh. What do you do?
Well, when I'm cutting the tree, you put these spikes into the tree for additional leverage, because trees are round or kind of round, and you want to be able to get into the tree using more force than just your own strength.
Oh.
These act like levers,
Yeah.
and if you use a
what's
lever,
this?
things are stronger. That is the cap for the oil, and the
Oh.
oil is what keeps the chain from getting damaged as it goes around from heat.
And it goes in here and
Don't
it
touch
goes
those.
round after that.
Yep.
And it moves on right here.
Well, it can, but I'm not planning on cutting this table.
What's he twisting out of the shop?
Well, I'm using my tools right.
What do you fix?
All right. I think you need to move a little bit further away, sir. Nope,
What's this?
that's chains that I will be using later.
Oh. And what's this pattern chain right here?
Well, as you saw, my manager came by to check on me, so had to make sure that I was doing all the right things and had all the answers. So the next thing I'm going to do is get this puppy filled and ready to fire. So we have earmuffs with Bluetooth, since my microphone can't hear me now that it's windy. This project for the chainsaw milling has been ongoing with me for, I guess it's about 2 years now. And during COVID, there were a lot of hobbies that came and went with people, but this is something that I've pretty much been doing solo. And I feel like people have a good reaction to it when this is something that I talk about. Personalness of, hey, my tree is going to get used for something a year from now when it dries out. And that's, I would say right now, without exception, that's the reaction I've gotten from anyone who, I said, hey, do you have a tree for whatever project they have going on? Okay, so without adjusting anything, and with the bar on as it sits right now, should be it. how fast that fired up. I do believe I have the chain just a little bit too tight. I don't really have anything set up to cut right at the moment, and the kids are going to be out and about shortly. What could I use for cutting dinner? Be right back. I have this is a piece of red oak that is about, year and a half-ish. And it's been sitting out since I slapped this guy up with the much smaller saw. Smaller saw was struggling with just cutting through it. Did an okay job, but just wasn't the tool for the job. So let's try cutting this lengthwise. So that was a cut through red oak. It's a 36-inch bar at 26.5 inches at its widest, and at its thickest about 9 inches. I'll put the time up later for how quickly that cut through, but that's a far cry faster than the saw I was working with previously. In fact, so for scale comparison between the two, this is the Holzforma clone of a 395 XP, which they call the G395 XP. And here's my original equipment, 345, which has served me very well for most of what I have been using it for. Those are tail to tail, end to end. Let's just put it right up against the rail of the trailer. Yeah, that's let's see, the bar on the Husky is an 18-inch bar, and those blades have been not particularly expensive. I've gone through a number of them, partly because the logs I'm cutting have a fair amount of metal, fences, nails, leftover junk that people have attached to trees, but I've gone through probably 8 or 9 of those, 2 of which have broken. The chain that came with the Holzforma, I don't have a price for it specifically, but there are 2 in this bag, and they're about $30 a piece. I'll compare those to these other ones when I actually have something more duration to cut with. The total overall length for this bar, or this power head, this chain, 36, is just shy of 52 inches, and this one is just shy of 33 inches. The power head to end of bar is 34 and 3/8, and this is exactly 17. The weight difference between these two, of course, is substantial. I put this through a rough life, and as you saw, he just came out of the box. I think with cleanup, just a little bit of cleanup, this one look reasonably newish, but I think he's going to go back to a 14-inch bar and get a little more appropriate for his weight class. This, on the other hand, I feel like that bar adds a little bit of tilt to the bar side, but it's relatively reasonable. It's I'm not going to complain. It's what I wanted it for. Cost-wise, I had just put a new OEM piston in this right around Christmas. That piston was, just the piston alone, was 1/4 the cost of this entire saw without the bar and chain. Bar and chain was, like I said, 138 plus tax, and when I say the entire saw here was 440 from Amazon. So I'll post the links for this, so that people don't have to hunt for them. It's exactly what I bought here. It says 3rd generation of machinery. I think it's going to serve me well for this mulberry, which I can finally cut up, this seeping elm, and hopefully a very large black walnut, which I've been holding off on. So now we need to get this trailer finished with the new winch, get the log arch mounted onto it, and get some of these logs over here turned into lumber. All right, thank you for watching. I hope that answers some questions for someone out there, and have a good day.